What is up, guys? This is Magnus Manga, and I am coming back to you guys from college to do my top 10 new manga releases of 2023. So let's get right into the video. First up is Diamonds of the Shadow Realm by Hiromu Arakawa. This released on April 25th, 2023, and is by Square Enix and currently has 2 volumes. I really enjoyed this one. It's a pretty simple shonen series. It has the main character. He's the protector of this village, and his sister gets kidnapped by this government organization, and he is fighting back with these mystical creatures. Pretty cool. I love the art by the creator of Fullmetal Alchemist. Yeah, it's just pretty cool. The downside to it is the price and the smaller trim size, which is unfortunate, especially because there's no color pages or anything. But, you know, it is what it is, and that's why it's at number 10. Next up is Sakura Saku by Io Sakasaka. It was released November 14th, 2023 by Viz Media, and currently there is only 1 volume released. And it's a simple shoujo rom-com where the protagonist faints on a train, and she is rescued by a mysterious stranger and who she wants to thank, and has pretty much changed her life around to take care of people who are in need. It's pretty good. It has this nice matte cover, which is why it's ahead of Diamonds of the Shadow Realm, and it is also bigger than Diamonds of the Shadow Realm, so that is why it is at number 9. At number 8, we have The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl by Miyuki Tonogaya on October 10th, 2023 by Square Enix, and it has currently 2 volumes released as of the recording of this video. This one is at number 8 because of the kind of glossy sparkles that the cover has. It has some really nice paper, and the artwork is just really nice and wholesome. And the downside to this, and why it is not higher up in the list, I'd say if it didn't have these 2 things, it'd probably be a 5 on the list, and that is the price and the size. I'm going to put another volume right next to it and show you that it is pretty much half the size of a normal big trim size manga, and it's a little unfortunate that it is also $15, and so it is, the price to thick ratio does not really equal out that much for this series. At number 7 is My Clueless First Friend by Taku Kawamura. This was released March 7th, 2023 by Square Enix. And it currently has 4 volumes released, and there are 2-in-1 omnibuses. And that is one of the main reasons why this is ahead of everything else on the list, is because it is a 2-in-1 omnibus. There is a color page on this, which is a plus. I enjoy the covers, and the artwork is just really cute. And this series is really, really wholesome. It's about this girl who is kind of bullied for being kind of socially awkward, and she's called the Grim Reaper, and she's just kind of stays by herself, not really enjoying school or anything. But she meets a boy who kind of just accepts her how she is and treats her like an amazing friend. And so it's just really wholesome and sweet, and I definitely recommend checking this series out. At number 6, we have Oshinoko by Aka Akasaka and Mengo Yokoyari. This was released January 17th of 2023 by Yen Press. It has 4 volumes currently released. And this one definitely is one of the better series so far. The plot is absolutely amazing, and the art is very solid. And it has the best color page out of all of the series that I will be talking about today. It is a standard Viz size manga release, and it is slightly thicker than the average Viz Media release. Great covers, great art. The downside to this for me is that it is just a glossy cover. I just like the matte just in general. But yeah, there's nothing really inherently keeping this much higher. It's just that the series that I will be talking about later are just absolutely amazing. At number 5 is Orb on the Movements of the Earth by Uoto. It was released November 21st, 2023 by 7 Seas, and there's only one volume out, and it is a 2-in-1 omnibus. What puts this above Oshinoko is the absolutely crazy looking cover, as well as the fact that it is a 2-in-1. That is what puts it above Oshinoko. There is no color pages, but it is the bigger trim size, and the story is really interesting. It is probably the most underrated manga on this list, I would say. Nobody's really talking about it. It's essentially set in 15th century Poland, and these guys are trying to prove that the Earth revolves around the sun and not the other way around, and are being persecuted and hunted down. It's actually surprisingly brutal. Like, it opens with a guy getting his fingernails ripped off, which is kind of wild. But if you guys like historical fiction series like Vinland Saga, like Vagabond, well, I don't think it's nearly as dark or philosophical. It is in a similar vein, and I definitely think you would enjoy this series. At number 4 is Heart Gear by Tsuyoshi Takaki, the creator of Black Torch, and it was released August 15th, 2023, and has 2 volumes released currently. This is a really cool series. The art in it is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely the best art that we've seen so far. It has a nice matte color. All of the covers have really nice, solid colors on the cover. Unfortunately, no color pages. I would have loved to see them, and that definitely would have put that at like number 1 probably. If it even had one color page, I think it would have made the number 1 spot. But yeah, it's just really nice. It's a sci-fi series, post-apocalyptic, where there's only one human remaining as far as we know, and there's a bunch of robots, AI, that are roaming the Earth, and it's really interesting and really cool. I definitely recommend checking it out. At number 3 is probably the darkest series so far, Takapi's Original Sin by Taizan 5. It was released November 21st, 2023. It has only 1 volume. It is a single volume release, but in Japan it was released as 2 volumes. Really cool. The front cover is absolutely amazing. And the art inside is really, really good. Probably 3rd or 4th best out of all of the manga that we're talking about today. I highly recommend reading it unless you're uncomfortable with stuff like child abuse and suicide. It's pretty dark. It's about this alien that comes to try and make people happy, but is failing to do that, in understanding how there's just people that don't want to feel happy, especially when all like their life entirely around them is horrible. They're being bullied, they're being abused and stuff like that, and they just can't see hope, and he's trying to figure out how to interact with these people. It's really good. What holds it down for me is the side cover is this kind of ugly gray color, and while the lettering and stuff is really nice and the art is really nice, the gray is just kind of weird, and so it just takes it down a notch for me. At number 2 on the list is Goodbye Eri by Tatsuki Fujimoto. It was released June 27th, 2023, and is another single volume manga. And this one is just a phenomenal release. This could have been number 1 again with color pages. I wish Viz was better about doing color pages. They're so inconsistent about it. And yeah, if it had a color page, it would have been amazing. I love the cover. It's really symbolic about what the story is about. It's essentially about this guy who films his life, and he meets this girl who he watches and films movies with, and it's pretty cool, kind of trippy, like a lot of Tatsuki Fujimoto's works. I would say this is his magnum opus, his greatest work. He probably could create something better than this, and depending on how Chainsaw Man ends up being, it could be equal or even better than Goodbye Eri, but as of now, this is his greatest piece of literature. I highly recommend everyone read it. It's at least at some point in their life. I'd say probably middle to late teens is probably the best time to read it, I'd say. But it is absolutely amazing. Even if you're not really a fan of his work, at least read Goodbye Eri. And number 1 on this list could be a little bit of recency bias, and that is Origin by Boichi. It was released November 21st, 2023, and has 1 volume currently released. And this series is crazy. It has the standard vertical format. It's a little bit smaller than the average Shonen Jump. No, it's the same size as the Shonen Jump volume, but it is a little bit longer and more squarish than a regular Shonen Jump volume, which is a little annoying for shelving, but if you have a bunch of vertical series, it doesn't really matter that much. It has some cool color pages. The art in here is absolutely insane and wild. This is definitely for older kids, older teens, like 16. It's just really cool. Very macho, manly type manga, which Boichi is really known for. It does have a glossy cover, which is kind of okay. So yeah, definitely there's some recency bias with this choice, but the art really makes it pop off, and the color pages. I've really actually started to really enjoy the longer, like vertical trim size. It's just a little bit nicer. The pages the art feels like it fits better on the page, and you're not really having to mess with the formatting, and I don't know, it just feels a little bit better. And yeah, that is my number 1 pick, Origin by Boichi. 2023 was kind of a crazy year for manga. There's some really, really good stuff in here, and 2022 was also an amazing year. Can't wait to see what 2024 has. And so yeah, I highly recommend each and every one of the series that I talked about in this video. So I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Ciao.